Hey, welcome back, and welcome to Stanley. The racing season over, it's time to get back out on some recreational rides, and this is the first time this year that I've been down to Stanley, and I was reminded how much I don't like Welcome to Stanley.
What is the point of this stuff?
Listen to me moan. You know, I forgot to bring the struggle bunny. Had I brought it, it would be sitting squarely on the front fender of my bike for this ride, at least for the front part. A little bit after this, I pause for a minute, give myself a good talking to, shake it off, drop the batitude, and we have a good ride. And who's the we? Well, it's going to be Colin, Dean, Christine, and myself. Alright, the first part of this ride is on what is called Welcome to Stanley, and it's a lot of up and down and side hilling, things that I'm not really good at, but I warm up to it. It just takes me a minute, so bear with me.
That's the cheater line for the first time.
I hate this part.
My heart rate already went up just coming in here.
I just hate this stuff. It's no fun. You're not riding, you're just kind of walking the bike. Like, it just kills my mojo right from the get-go. So we're in Stanley, and as per, come here before we started on this short snakes and ladders kind of thing that just fucks me up, and it's not riding to me, so I get kind of pissy. So I've done throwing my temper tantrum, had a little inner monologue, and all done being pissy, and just gonna ride now.
Well, that was a whole bunch of whining, and I think I'm over it now. It's the difference between a good ride and a bad ride is simply just the attitude. You can go out in the sloppiest mud, you can fall a bunch of times, you can push the bike for hours on end to try and get a couple kilometers, and it can all be good or it can all be bad. It's up to you. Okay, the soothing thoughts of the soft struggle bunny having calmed my inner child. I'm ready to ride. Drop the attitude like a dirty sock and it's time to go. So we're gonna push on here. There you go, just a little change of attitude and everything gets better, including your riding.
Yeah. There you go.
See, clearly Dean has the right attitude because he's going to put on a master class for hill climbs all day long. Alright, right there I just needed a bit more attitude and, well, a lot more throttle.
How big is it?
We should move it.
Just because I know the kind of gits that we ride with, we're talking about a tree, nothing else, just the tree. And I'm deciding here that I'm just going to ride over it because, you know what? Better attitude comes with better results. Christine giving it a little shot, and yeah, it's pretty slick, but that's okay. We get over it and we just move it out of the way.
Canoe.
Oh fuck, I gotta get up there?
He's just making it look worse than it is.
That's often the case with obstacles. They just look bad from down below, but when you ride up to them and if you hit them with a little aggression, it's just going to work out. Or not. Alright, right here we're going to pop out onto the road and chat with Mike for a little while. We haven't seen Mike for a bit because he's been busy gallivanting around the world with the goat. And which goat do I mean? Well, this goat. Yeah, that's right. We know people who know famous people in the enduro world. And Mike's been with Graham for some time now, and I think he's enjoying life, as you probably would. Unfortunately, that knowledge, or knowing Mike and Mike knowing Graham, has not made any of us better riders. Surprise, surprise. But those kinds of relationships kind of pan out in strange ways sometimes. Turns out Mike knows David Benor because David Benor knows Graham Jarvis, and David Benor owns a bike shop in Israel. So while I was in Israel and I met David through email and then in person, he was very quick to lend me a motorcycle so I could get out and enjoy a little bit of the riding in Israel, which put me on a path to buying a bike while I was there.
It's right through there.
So Colin had given me some good advice about how to cross that little creek, and well, clearly I didn't listen, but it worked out. I managed to paddle my way up the hill. Now, Christine does listen and does a much better job of it.
Go, 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 yeah, yeah! Go, go, go!
Very nice.
Getting on to the time of the year where we lose the riding season and we have to wait a little while to stud up and then ride in the winter if that's your cup of tea. But we got really lucky on this day. It's bright and sunny and pleasantly warm, and there's not too many days like that left. This was probably 3 weeks, maybe a little bit more ago, but now all those leaves are down and we are drifting towards winter.
I know.
I did it in first by mistake.
I was in second by mistake. I should have been in first.
I was like, oh no. Wow.
Bam!
Very nice.
Hold on. I gotta make it connect. Fuck yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh, sweet.
I'm starting to understand this bike.
Most people don't get up at the first time.
Alright, we're all warmed up and feeling pretty good about things now, so it's green lights across the board, and we're just going to keep riding. Today's ride, like I said, or might have said, or intended to say, but if I didn't, today's riding is about getting out and getting some practice. We're on no set agenda, and we're not going in any particular direction. We're just riding.
Move, buddy, move.
Hit it and hit it. Yeah.
As we drop into this little creek bed, I'm reminded about how much I used to like riding in the rivers and creek beds. I haven't done that in a while, actually. but it's good fun. It works on your balance, your clutch, your throttle. It's just good practice because inevitably it's going to be slippery at points. You're going to have to get a little punch on the throttle to get the front end up over rocks, and you got to keep a bit of momentum so the bike keeps moving and doesn't just bounce off those rocks. So it is good fun, and it's a good skill builder.
Hey, Colin!
Constantly asking Colin to move away from the bottom because I need a big landing strip. I tend to come in, well, slow, but sometimes I think I'm going to come in hot, and I'd like to have a spot to crash without taking anyone with me. So if that hill looks steep, it is. And the GoPro's not lying. It is really, really steep. But Dean rides up it and cleans it, which is what he's going to do on this hill here after we all fight our way up. This hill's all about momentum. It's a side hill with a lot of roots, and I don't get that momentum, so I'm going to be pushing.
That one looks slippery.
Yep. Huh.
Not to trip and fall on the way down.
I don't mind pushing the bike, but it's always nice to have a friend come help you out, so thank you, Colin.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong with that one.
Christine puts in a really good run and gets past some of the worst of it, but there's another little arc there that you kind of got to hit hard. And now Dean's going to come and show us all how it's done. Well, that was nicely done by Christine, and now we're back onto the trail. I'm going to let the video play out from here. I've got a couple hours of video, but I've cut it down to 13 minutes and 33 seconds with a little play on the 333 for my bike number. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and should have another one up in about a week.
I'm not fucking going through that.
Oh.